to another episode of The Brothers Perspective. I'm your host, Kenny Steele. This is my co-host, Brother Kyle, and today we're talking about a cool, new, trending topic. Robert Pattinson is Batman. Kyle, tell people what you think.
Tell you the truth, I don't know what to think, because when you think about Robert Pattinson, I think about Twilight, you know?
Automatic.
Yeah, and I've never seen Twilight, but from what I have seen, from what I have seen, like, it was pretty bad. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie, and sorry for the Twilight fans out there, but you know, it was a bunch of stares, it was a bunch of glare, you know, it didn't make sense, you know, but then again, I recently found out, well, not recently, but before after I watched Twilight, the first part of it, you know, I fell asleep. I told him when I fell asleep. He fell asleep too.
I fell asleep too.
Yeah, he fell asleep too. But yeah, but I found out later that he played Cedric Diggory in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
So
that was the first thing I saw him in.
Yeah, and I didn't know it was the same person. So I mean, he didn't do too bad in that. He wasn't. Huh? I didn't know. You know, I didn't know. So, and honestly, I didn't know he did movies after Twilight either. So I have to check those out. But really, I'm not going to judge it until I see it. You know, I'll see him play Batman and see how he does. And you know, he might do a good job.
Out of everybody, man, on the real, like, judging from the list of actors that they wanted, such as Armie Hammer, Aaron Taylor Johnson, John Hamm, and of course Nicholas Hoult, he was kind of maybe second or third on my list. And the thing was, I knew he was an established actor. I haven't really seen a lot of his work, but most of his smaller budget films I often heard did get great reviews. And I did know that, of course, you know, and I didn't judge him by Twilight because I knew they were sticking to the source material, which he has also been critical of and also judged pretty harshly. But you know, they paid him to do a job, and he did his job very well, even though the job was a bit ridiculous. But it was at least convincing. He did get in shape for the part. He, you know, he made sure that he at least followed the mannerisms of the character to a T. So I was just kind of like, oh, all right, cool. But you know, the thing that's so funny about Batman franchises, as you know, most people are always just kind of just harping on it, you know, before the film even comes out, which is one of the reasons why we're making this video. As we all know, you know, Michael Keaton got, you know, tons of hate mail about, you know, Mr. Mom and Beetlejuice potentially being Batman, being the Cape Crusader. Batfleck was completely, you know, overhauled just because of his work in Daredevil. Everybody thought it was going to be the same exact thing, which is crazy because I was completely different.
I would say this though, Ben Affleck got worse as Batman as the movies progressed. Batman vs Superman, he played Batman pretty much the whole time. You know, pretty much the whole time. So nothing bad. And then you go to Justice League, and then he kind of fell. I'll say he fell some notches.
My thing was, I think Ben Affleck also was doing what the studio gave him, which, I mean, to be fair, WB is shy to kind of, you know, say the least. You know what I'm saying? A lot of their stuff, and we've mentioned it before, they're not really well at judging their source material. I mean, come on, dude. I mean, as much as I like Aquaman, they pretty much made him low. It's really what it is. But getting back to Robert Pattinson, even though he was my third on the list, I never thought he would do a bad job. You know, even like, you know, people also hated Ledger, and, you know, just because he did Knight's Tale and 10 Things I Hate About You, and he was fantastic. What I do have a lot of confidence in, let alone with Robert Pattinson, is Matt Reeves is the director, and he did Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and the last Planet of the Apes trilogy, which was great.
Yeah, I love
What do you think about him taking the helm on that?
I don't think he could do a bad movie, honestly.
Yeah?
I mean, I don't know anything else he's done but Planet of the Apes, but that was a great trilogy. And I was talking to you about that because you were saying I hate bad movies, but I like bad movies.
We always joke.
Yeah, but we got different tastes. But You know, he agreed with me on Planet of the Apes. So.
I will agree that Planet of the Apes is probably one of the best trilogies I've ever seen. It's one of those trilogies that gets better with every sequence. Honestly, the only thing I can think to rival that, and I ain't going to Marvel trend here, even though we're talking about DC, is the Captain America movies. It's the only thing that rivals
you
that.
agree with me now?
No, each film does it better.
You agree with me now?
I will admit, each Captain America film goes it better. Back to
you be arguing with me just to argue.
But back to the topic at hand. I think with Matt Reeves and what he's, knowing his work, and Robert Pattinson, at least, being the part that they're looking for. The rumor is that they're trying to make more of a noir-esque type film, which, if I'm not, mistaken, is going to focus more on Batman's detective work, which is kind of old school. It's almost
like year one, basically.
I don't necessarily think it's year one, but I will say that a lot of Batman films haven't touched on heavily is his detective work. They touch on him being the Cape Crusader and the hero, sure, and and being the symbol, but they don't really touch on how great of a detective he is and how smart Bruce Wayne is. The closest that we've pretty much gotten to it was the Chris Nolan films, but really were kind of not even in essence a noir. It was kind of more of a crime drama.
Yeah.
With that featuring superhero,
Batman Begins just kind of
a little
touched on everything.
It touched a little on everything.
Yeah, touched on
but we will agree that it was more of a crime drama just featuring Batman, which is, if you look at most of the comics, that's pretty much how most of them are. Batman's rogues gallery consists of old mobsters who over time got a little more crazy or psychotic, got a little bit crazy and deranged. So I think kind of them dialing it back just a little bit and kind of starting off fresh and new. I'm actually pretty excited for it. Did they go with my choice, who was probably originally Nicholas Hoult? I did not disagree with Aaron Taylor Johnson. I think he also would have been a good fit. But to have it be dark and a little bit brooding, with some great detective work is great, especially if they go kind of Frank Miller-esque. The same way that he touched on, because I think they're trying to go in the same touch way that the 300 films kind of went in Sin City, and if they touch on that, which was also written by Frank Miller, if they decide to go that route, I think Matt Reeves is perfect, especially judging by what he just did with these Apes films.
If you do Frank Miller-esque, I know this is not, I'm not sure if it is Frank Miller, but Watchmen.
Yeah.
That is Frank Miller?
Watch.
But that was kind of Frank Miller.
Yeah.
I think that was that route. More I think that, I like that route. So if they go more that route, because to me, Wonder Woman was kind of similar to 300.
Yeah,
and I didn't feel Wonder Woman that much. So, but I will say this. Robert Pattinson. Before I got the news, I still was thinking about that Twilight, that Twilight look, that Twilight film, and I saw a recent look of how he looks now, and I could see him pulling it off. Yeah. Like I said, I'll go into this open-minded, but
Yeah. Out of everyone that we've kind of noticed has kind of been on the list, I will say he does have more definitive look of kind of being more troubled, a little more brooding. Maybe a guy that's controlling the dark side or controlling the dark past. And he's done, from what I've heard, he's done great indie work, just like that. But I'm definitely looking forward to it. My only hope, fingers crossed, is that WB doesn't get in the way of things, as they often do at times. We've seen it with Batman vs. Superman. We've seen it with Justice League. And from the few times that they've actually just kind of went hands off, we got great films like Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Shazam, and it's worked out just well. So they didn't get into away with it. I don't care what you say.
I agree with Shazam. We go back and forth. I agree with Shazam.
But let us know what you think in the comments. Let us know if you're excited. Please, even if you disagree, please be kind in the comment section. But let us know what you think. Please like, share, subscribe. If you want more content like this, you can follow Kyle on Instagram. And tell me your Twitter handle. You got it.
Man, it's our Twitter handle. That's what it is. So
it is our Twitter handle.
But it's bros_perspective on Twitter. Then it's brothers_perspective_ on Instagram. and then Brothers Perspective on Facebook.
And you can also follow me, Kenny Steele, at KenDogDMFT on Twitter and Instagram, and Kenny Steele on Facebook. Until next time, we'll see you guys soon. Peace.
Peace.